On this week's episode of Local Matters, we talk with Christie Amorosino, who's the program director of the Physical Therapy Assistant Program at Quincy College. We hear how to get involved with boards and committees in Duxbury on Snapshot, and go on the local scene to see the raising of the Pride flag at Plymouth Town Hall. I'm Julie Thompson. Let's get started. Do you love looking out the window, hiking, tending garden, or something in between? From scientific discovery to creative art to casual doodling in words or pictures, nature journals are a way to explore, recreate, and/or express our relationship with the natural world. On Wednesday, June 22nd, from 2 to 3:30 at the Pembroke Public Library, join instructor Roz Kubek for a fun, relaxing workshop called A Beginner's Guide to Nature Journaling, where you will explore the many types of journals and participate in some hands-on exercises to start creating your own. You may come away with a rewarding new or renewed hobby. All levels of experience are very welcome. You don't need to be an artist, writer, scientist, or photographer to enjoy the benefits of this enriching activity, though any of those talents are certainly also welcome. You won't need to bring any materials, but please do register at the Pembroke Public Library's website. Up next is Keith Hughes with an all-new Snapshot.
Welcome to Snapshot, where we take a local look at the government stories that you may have missed. Last month, the state and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers applied for $1 billion in federal funding to replace the Bourne and Sagamore bridges, the only roadway connections on and off the Cape for its 230,000 residents, as well as 5 million annual visitors. The groups applied in the first round of funding from the Multimodal Project Discretionary Grant Opportunity made possible through the federal Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. The project currently has a total estimated cost of nearly $4 billion, which may be affected by inflation over time. Additional funding could be provided through the Baker-Polito administration's Mass Track legislation. Currently pending approval by the state legislature, the bill would authorize state matching funds and tools needed to compete for and leverage federal investments in transportation from the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. More information on the bridge construction project can be found at MassDOT's page at mass.gov. Whether you're planning a cookout, summer travel plans, or just keeping an eye on the weather, the FEMA app can help you stay safe. Receive real-time alerts for up to 5 locations nationwide, learn emergency safety tips for over 20 types of disasters, prepare for disasters with a customizable emergency kit checklist and family plan, and much more. You can download the app for free through the App Store and Google Play. Plymouth will be holding their special town meeting remotely from PACTV studios on Tuesday, June 21st at 6 p.m. Among the 5 articles that will be discussed and voted on are the purchase of 24 acres of land at 46 Sandwich Road, as well as the option of the town to hold hybrid town meetings. Information about the town meeting and supporting documents can be found on the finance page of the town's website, and you can watch the meeting live on Plymouth's government channel, Comcast 15, Verizon 47, as well as online at PACTV.org. At a recent Duxbury Select Board meeting, it was announced that there are several boards and committees that have available seats. The Alternative Energy Committee, the Duxbury Seawall Committee, the Historic District Commission, the MBTA Advisory Board, and the Sidewalk and Bike Path Committee. If you or someone you know may be interested in serving on one of these committees, visit the town's website to fill out a talent bank form, which is found under the Forms and Documents tab. Thanks for watching this edition of Snapshot. I'm Keith Hughes, and we'll see you next time.
Can you say that you love your diet? And do you believe it's possible to create your own diet that's customized for you and your needs for the rest of your life? Debut author Nicole Perry takes her readers on an incredibly thought-provoking journey after discovering some health challenges of her own through her simple journaling process. In her debut book, I Am on a Love Diet, Nicole reveals how she was able to organically shift her mindset and create a sustainable diet she could easily live with, simply by feeding herself more love. This event will be held Wednesday, June 22nd from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Mary Room in the Duxbury Free Library. Visit the library's website for more details and to register. Bake a universe? Here is a call out to all cosmic chefs, and Plymouth Public Library will be the place to hear all about it. On Monday, June 27th, Alec Carvlin will be reading his debut picture book, How to Bake a Universe. This is an interactive session where kids will be able to decorate their own cosmic sunglasses, listen, and ask questions of the author about fun and funky science. A truly unique hour-long adventure will inspire and entertain your kids. For more information, please visit the library's website. Next, we go on the local scene in Plymouth for the raising of the Pride flag at Town Hall.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Nicole, for inviting me to speak today on the first day of Pride Month here in Plymouth. You know, the raising of this flag today makes a strong statement. Pride is in Plymouth. Yes, Pride Month represents many things. It represents courage, the courage of those in our previous generation that are now able to live their true lives. It represents justice. But my most important thing to me, it represents love. The love for yourself, the love for others, and the love for our country. So welcome to Pride Month in Plymouth.
And this shows that it's okay to be who you are. And here in Plymouth, America's hometown, it's okay to be who you are.
There's nothing better than to be with your own people celebrating who you are in your fullest way.
A couple of years ago, when we were looking at the pandemic, Pride kind of fell apart all across the country. We stopped having festivals, we stopped having parades, a lot of Pride organizations dissolved. And we started to ask ourselves the question, do we still need Pride? I think over the last 2 years, as we've seen the growth and the rise in anti-LGBT legislation and violence and all of the trauma our community has been facing, that it's really clear we still need Pride. And to have Plymouth, Massachusetts raising a Pride flag and having a Pride festival in the birthplace of our nation is really meaningful. And I just want to thank all of you for all of your work here in making this happen and making Pride live so that the next generation knows that equality is not yesterday's fight. It's today's fight. It's tomorrow's fight. And we are here for you, and we love you, and we support you, and we will continue to show up. Thank you.
This is a celebration of how far we've come, but also how far we need to continue going.
So our next speaker is going to be our very first out select board member in 400 years, which is ever in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Woo! Harry Helm.
Thanks, Nicole, and thank you to everybody for being here today. I was going to start by reminding everybody that I am Plymouth's first openly gay selectman, but Nicole kind of blew that line. So I don't have anything written, but because I kind of want to speak from the heart. About 50 years ago, when I realized that I was different from all of my friends, I was the kind of person who investigated things. So I went to the library, and I unfortunately found out what it was. And I say unfortunate because at the time, the American Psychiatric Association defined me as mentally ill, that I could be cured by electroshock, lobotomy, or a reversal treatment. And I went into the deepest closet with the biggest locked doors you can possibly imagine. But today, we're here to celebrate the LGBTQ community out on the green. Okay, so we are out in public. We are not in closets anymore, not all of us. And I want to echo what Tanya said. We have to keep fighting. We are in the first steps of the fight. We're open, we're out, but there's still elements of our society who preach hatred and division. And we have to memorialize, or we have to celebrate events like this and Plymouth Pride Month every time we can, until the day when Tanya can come up and say, you know, Plymouth Pride is just about having fun. We're here. We don't have to be in the closet anymore. Hatred is gone. And I'd love to be alive when that happens. But anyway, thank you once again for all of you coming.
Thank you so much, Harry. All right, so now we're going to have the kids from MAP Academy do a popcorn speech, and our first speaker is going to be Amy. Come on up.
MAP Academy's Pride Alliance is honored to be part of history in the making, Plymouth's first Pride flag raising ceremony. Members of our Pride Alliance, including student allies, are here today.
All right. MAP's Pride Alliance mission is to build community and become agents for change relating to social justice issues within school and the wider community. We would like to thank Nicole, the president of Plymouth Pride, for the opportunity and all those who have taken the time to attend today.
This is a monumentous day for the local community, especially for the youth who will see the representation of inclusiveness and equality proudly on display in their hometown for the first time.
Let this flag raising validate your identity and offer visibility for everybody publicly, and to send a message of acceptance, and it's okay to be yourself.
Today marks progress, yet is also a reminder of the hardships those in the LGBTQ community still face in their quest for acceptance, equity, and inclusion.
We are excited for the support of the community and look forward to being a part of the movement that continues to grow Pride as an ongoing celebration of diversity, equality, and acceptance.
You are worthy and valued just as you are. In the words of Harvey Milk, the flag is not about personal gain, not about ego, not about power. It is about giving those young people out there hope.
With the pride flag being flown, it shows that
we have an ability to be public and not be scared to come out.
It is a statement that Plymouth is a place that welcomes all people.
Pride's important for so many reasons, but I would say also that one of the most important reasons is to remember our elders that have been before us and that went through the Stonewall riots and stuff like that. Obviously, they started Pride. So Pride is, can be just a party sometimes, but it's a lot more meaning behind it than that,
The flag raising to me personally shows I don't have to be afraid to kind of be myself and show other people who are probably younger youth to not be afraid and to be who they are.
We're not going to put up with the hate. We're not going to put up with people discriminating against other people, whether it's the LGBTQ community or people of color or people of Asian descent. We're not going to put up with this. Everybody is accepted here in Plymouth, America's hometown.
To learn more about Plymouth Pride, please visit their website. The STEM Club at the Kingston Public Library hosts a monthly exploration of some aspect of STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. This month, on Thursday, June 23rd at 5:30 p.m., they will be doing some candy science experiments using M&Ms, Skittles, and jelly beans. This program will be held in the children's room or in the library courtyard, weather permitting. It's for ages 6 through 12. Registration is required, and children will be given a small cup of candy at the end of this program. It should be a sweet time. I had a wonderful discussion with Christie Amorosino of Quincy College. Let's take a look. I'm so pleased to welcome Christie Amorosino, who is the chair of the Physical Therapist Assistant Program at Quincy College. Welcome.
Thank you.
So good to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Quincy College is a wonderful local university that we have here. What brought you to Quincy. Let's a little bit about your background personally.
Okay. So I've been a practicing physical therapist for over 25 years, and I have taught at the university level for many years intermittently throughout my career, which I have enjoyed and just sort of have a passion for teaching. And I recently finished getting my doctorate in 2021. And so I knew that was going to lead me closer to academia and trying to obtain a job in the academic world. And so this position became available, and someone on the faculty thought it would be a good fit for me and wanted, to try to collaborate and work together. And so I applied for the job, and
the
got
rest
the
is
job.
history, as they say.
Mhm.
Okay, wonderful. Now, when people think of physical therapists and physical therapist assistants, I think a lot of people probably don't know the difference. So can you just educate us, what's a PT and what's a PTA?
Sure. So a physical therapist is basically, in order to become a physical therapist, most of the programs now are doctorate programs. So it's a 7-year commitment, 4 years of undergrad and 3 years of doctorate work and clinical experiences and rotations and things like that. PTA is a 2-year associate's degree. So the difference between the education and then the outcome is physical therapists are responsible for evaluating patients and designing a treatment plan. Physical therapist assistants are responsible for implementing that treatment plan. So that's the main difference. But physical therapist assistants are also trained to monitor patients' progress, so they're still able to, and they're responsible for giving the physical therapist feedback about their patients so that we know they're making progress, and if we have to change the plan of care, the physical therapist would do that.
So to the person who's using the services of a PT or a PTA, as long as we're making progress, we're happy.
Absolutely.
Right.
So,
one way or the other, right.
And I work with physical therapist assistants, and oftentimes patients will come back and say, I want to see so-and-so
again. Right. I really love working with so-and-so.
It's such a nice feeling that you work as a team, and patients, I don't want to say they don't know the difference, but because they see the PT to, for that evaluation and whatnot, but ultimately they get better, and the treatment plan kind of goes seamlessly usually.
Exactly. So the PTA program is obviously much smaller, shorter, less expensive, takes less time to get through. So for some people, I would assume that works really well. People that want to go into some part of the medical field.
Correct.
What types of places would a PTA work? What are all the different environments I might work in if I was a PTA?
Right. So lots of variety. So outpatient clinics, or, that would be in orthopedics or neurology, pediatrics. Inpatient, which would be hospital settings, rehab settings. Oftentimes there might be a clinic or a facility in a fitness facility or gym, sports teams, home care. You can work for a home care agency, a visiting nurse, association, something like that.
Which often happens after any kind of surgery where you really can't drive or you're not supposed to go anywhere. You have someone come to your home for a while until you're to the point where you're mobile enough to go outside the house.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of flexibility as far as where you might work and even the hours you might work.
Yes,
right.
Definitely.
I would assume if if you're a 2-family household and you have children and you want to work around everybody else's schedules, there's probably a shift somewhere that would work for you.
Yes, definitely. Especially right now, I think that the demand is very high. So places are likely to, willing to work with you on your hours and what you might be able to do.
Because the healthcare in general is quite a shortage of people, of professionals. Now, let's talk about the type of person who would want to be a PTA.
Right. So I think the main take-home message is that you want to work with people. You want to help people. You want to see people get better and make progress and have an impact on their lifestyle and their well-being. you have to put your hands on people. So, you know, we always kind of say, you know, students who are in the sciences and not sure what profession they might want to go in, if they're looking at PTA, we make sure that they want to, or they know that they're going to be with people, hands-on treatment.
Right.
So that's one criteria, or you know, one of the main things that we try to drive home.
And I think people aren't always at their best because oftentimes they are in pain when you start. But it must be very rewarding to be able to follow a patient all the way through and see that progress being made. That must be wonderful.
It is, and I think, you know, for, you know, speaking as a physical therapist, when I was thinking about what I wanted to do with my career, I knew I wanted to do something in medicine or in the medical field. I had physical therapy, and I thought my physical therapist was really cool, and she spent a lot of time with me, and I realized that physical therapists spend a lot more contact hours with patients versus, you know, medical doctors or whatever, and you can see that progress, and I think a lot of times people who become PTs or PTAs have had physical therapy themselves, so they kind of understand
the value of it.
Exactly.
Now the program itself, if I was to sign up for your program, become a PTA, I saw a video on your website which was fascinating to watch, that you have this fake person with all these fake muscles. And tell me about the whole process of how people learn.
Okay, so that is called a syndaver. So in most all physical therapy programs, and I can't speak for all PTA programs, but we learn the human anatomy on a cadaver. So we have a lab where we go in and we, you know, take apart and try to identify all the muscles and body parts. This is that, but it's synthetic.
Right.
So it's made up of.
It's not a real dead body.
It's not a real dead body, and but it has all the muscles and bones and joints and origins and insertions of everything.
Right.
So it's a way that students can learn in a sort of a 3D tactile way.
What really is inside all this.
And that's unique to Quincy College. That's, you know, not it's sort of a.
It's unusual. You wouldn't find that in most places.
Correct.
Oh, wow, that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. And how many students do you enroll at any one time, or is it rolling admission into this program?
It is not rolling admission. We take 12 students every fall.
Okay.
So and that is based on our accreditation through our governing body, basically, that we're allowed to take 12. So 24 total at one time. So it's the 2-year program.
And can people do it part-time? Like if you have a semi-full-time or sort of no, you need to do this full-time?
It's pretty much full-time. We do request that people are available Monday through Friday from 9 to 3 or 8 to 4, like something in that vicinity. So they are able to work part-time in the evenings, perhaps, or on the weekends, but there's also a lot of assignments and work, you know, homework and things like that. So people do work part-time, but it's a pretty rigorous program.
And do you find that this is a program that attracts people right out of high school versus older people, you know, older meaning, you know, from 30 and above, who kind of are looking for something else to do?
That's a great question. It's definitely a mix. I would say more often than not, they are not right out of high school. A lot of our students actually have bachelor's degrees in something that would, you know, be a sort of a lead-in or nice fit for the physical therapy profession. But they don't have a specific profession attached to it, let's say. So so a lot of them do have bachelor's. We do have some right from high school, and then we have some looking for a career change later on. So yeah, the average age, I'd say, is, you know, closer to 30 or some, you know, thereabouts.
That enters this program.
Yeah.
Little and then I assume, like with nursing or most things in the medical profession, you have to kind of have continuing education or just keep up with the latest trends, the latest educational components that come along with it.
Yes. I mean, you get what you get in school, but there's a lot of niche practices out there as well. So there might be other avenues that clinicians want to take, and there's continuing education for that, for those specialty areas which PTAs can partake in, and or just your, you know, just the general upkeep of your skills and staying evidence-based and current in the field. There's lots of options for continuing ed. So everyone's encouraged to do that. PTs, PTAs.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a broad field. It's a very flexible field.
Mm-hmm.
It can be constantly moving and changing,
Yes.
as I'm sure it is.
It
I
is.
mean, I know just knee replacements. I had my knee replaced in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't have done the same thing now that they did just
Yes.
3 years ago.
Yep, the
It's-
technology
it's
is.
all different, and I assume then the PT is different around whatever they do to your knee or whatever
Yes.
is done.
Yeah, I mean, there's research being done all the time,
Right.
and it's sort of our, our responsibility to read that research and keep
Keep up with
current
it,
with the
yep.
journal articles,
Yep.
and that's sort of something I'm teaching the students,
Yeah.
all along. They have to, have that responsibility to not just show up and
Right,
do what they
right.
do. It has to be the most current.
Keep current, yep, keep in the present. Okay, so it's a 5-semester program, so it's
Yes.
2.5 years about?
It's almost closer to 2 years.
Okay.
That 5th semester is a 5-week clinical experience that some of our students are on right now. So
Okay.
it's a sort of that first summer session, if
Yep.
you will. So basically, it's 2 years of school,
Yeah, and then ready to go.
and then they have to pass the licensure
A
exam.
test, of course,
Yeah.
of course. And do you help them with placement?
For job placement, anyone that would need it, sure, yeah. We
I
can
assume
use
there's-
any connections that we have.
There's probably a
and
lot of jobs out there.
but there's
Yeah.
a lot of jobs, and sometimes they have jobs already lined up because they've been working as an aide in a clinic or
Gotcha.
something like that, so they've already made their
That's
connections,
wonderful.
or through their clinical experiences if they.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So-
Christy, thank you so much. So people can go to your website,
Yes.
the Quincy College, and you have one in Quincy and in here in Plymouth, and it's only Plymouth that has this program?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We're
So you
housed in
visit
Plymouth.
the Plymouth campus for this
Correct.
PTA program.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
And you take care.
Okay. You too.
Want to have fun with the movie Encanto? Visit the Pembroke Public Library for a special showing of this 2021 film featuring popcorn, crafts, and options to interact with the movie by singing, clapping, squeaking, and more. This is a drop-in event open to all ages. Encanto is about the Madrigals, an extraordinary family who live hidden in the mountains of Colombia in a charmed place called the Encanto. The magic of the Encanto has blessed every child in the family with a unique gift. Every child except Maribel. However, she soon may be the Madrigal's last hope when she discovers that the magic surrounding the Encanto is now in danger. Rated PG and with a runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes, this event will take place on Thursday, June 30th from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. in the library's meeting room. The pop-up PACTV team recently checked out Porchfest in Plymouth and got to hear why it's important to support local music.
Tiff, what's the matter? I miss live music.
Did you guys know there's Porchfest happening down the street?
Porchfest? In Plymouth?
Yeah, the Plymouth Bay Cultural District's putting it on.
That's great. Can we go?
Sure, and we can talk to people too.
You mean like a pop-up PACTV?
Yes, Tiff, like a pop-up PACTV.
You guys are the best friends ever. Let's go do a pop-up. Wait, what am I gonna wear?
Wait, what are we gonna wear? Oh yeah.
Accurate. Hi, I'm Tiff Phillips from the local scene by PACTV, and we're here today at Hedge House, where we're celebrating Plymouth Bay Cultural District's Porchfest. It's going to be a lot of music and a lot of fun. Let's see what these folks have to say. Robin, Porchfest is such an amazing event. Can you tell us how it got its start?
So this is our actual 3rd year that we're doing a Porchfest. The last 2 years, we've actually tied in with the Waterfront Festival in the end of August. And we've had Porchfest up and down the side streets between Water Street and downtown Plymouth. We've been trying to lure people up from the Waterfront Festival uptown to the businesses and assets that we have throughout town. So it's been great. So we had such success the last 2 years that we're doing it twice this year. We're doing one today in May that's tied in with Yarn Pop, one of our art initiatives that we have around downtown, and then we'll be doing it again in August with the Waterfront Festival. So it's been a fun venue, and it's a great cultural event for the town, and it brings lots of people, residents, tourists, and people from the area into town.
Jennifer, how does art bring the community together? Mark, how do you feel the arts brings the community together? How do the arts bring the community together?
This is a perfect example of how the arts brings the community together. I mean, it's a beautiful day in Plymouth on the waterfront. There's people playing music at different spots. There's like art installations. People are walking around. It gives people like a chance to, you know, go from place to place and look at beautiful, creative exhibitions. I myself am an artist and I live on Cape Cod. I was actually here in Plymouth teaching an art class today, and I have an art show hanging at Brewster Ladies Library in Brewster, Mass. And I just had a reception, but I had to do it on Zoom, which was fun, a little disappointing, but fun. And I feel like during these times when everything's kind of crazy in the world, art is especially important because it allows people to express themselves and gives people, you know, a creative venture. And to be able to share that with other people is really important. So I teach a lot of art, so I'm a huge believer in the arts. It's a great stress reliever. It helps you get in touch with the heart and soul of the matter as opposed to being in your head spinning all the time. So anyway, I just love the arts.
People can use arts as something to deal with instead of, you don't have to be into politics all the time, you know, you don't have to be this or that or the other thing. You can just have music, you can have painting, you can have art. It doesn't have to be politics, it doesn't have to be headbutting, you know, which is a problem with, you know, what's going on right now. Even though you can use music, you can use arts for that exact thing, you know, so that's not exactly the whole thing. So I don't know if that's an answer, but there you go.
The arts really are a beautiful thing. How boring would life be without art? There'd be no color, no excitement, and kids wouldn't have anything to look forward to in school. It's really a sense of relief for the children to create art, and it's something that they can use it as a lifelong skill, whether it's visual literacy or being able to express themselves to get their feelings out. It could be used for therapy. The arts are a really amazing thing, especially in a community setting, because it brings people together. It's exciting, it's fun, it's cultural, it's something everybody should be involved in and know a little bit about and appreciate.
What is your favorite music artist or band?
My favorite band is, oh my gosh, Nickelback. I don't know what song, because I don't really listen to it that much, but yeah, Nickelback.
Mine is One Direction and Backstreet Boys. Because I love their song, What Make You Beautiful from One Direction, and Backstreet Boys is, I forgot that song. Yeah, that one, Shape of My Heart.
And then my other favorite band was the NSYNC. I went to their concert years ago, and that was my first time actually seeing them. And they were actually really good. My favorite song was Bye Bye Bye. Bye Bye Bye.
And Amy Kondo, he came to Plymouth a long time ago, and my favorite song is from him is I Want Candy.
My other favorite person was Britney Spears back in the day. Oops, I Did It Again.
And same for me, Oops, I Did It Again. And I forgot the other song from her.
If you guys could be famous for any reason, why would you be famous?
Singing.
Why is that?
I don't. I think singing too because it makes me happy.
Colette, why is it important to support local music?
So for me, art begets art. You know, if you hear something that inspires you, you're gonna go have a good time. I mean, that's the best part of it. But you also could get fired up. You could go out into the community and start being more proactive because you heard a song that dealt with individuality or sexuality, whatever, you know? So it's an aspect of speaking with emotion attached, and that's music. You hear Mike Doyle in the background. I mean, like, he was a plumber for so many years, but he had all this simmering music that was underneath that he would just sit and write when he got home from work. Like, so it's just great. What he shares really brings you back to like what's important in your life, following that dream, making it happen.
I hooked up with a plumber, started a plumbing business. And then I met a woman, and they introduced us. They knew she was writing poetry. I was writing songs. So that was the first collaboration I did with anybody. And I love that song. It's called All That Matters. And I started going out to some coffee houses in those days, which was years ago. But then I got so busy with the plumbing business that it went by the wayside. But I was still always writing. And then something triggered about 7 years ago. I decided to start doing some open mics. I came out of the closet, and stage fright is an issue with me, but I do it. And I did quite a few, and then I said, I'll go to Nashville. So I flew out to Nashville. I'm a closet person. I hadn't even been on a plane in 30 years. And I went out and I did 3 open mics out there. I survived. I was way out of my league, but I did it, and I came back, and then I started finding more open mics to do around here. And one of the ones I met, fantastic, Colette O'Connor, happened to meet her, and she changed my life. She did. She took me under her wing and started bringing me everywhere, and introduced me to a lot of people, and I just got a lot more exposure. And finally, I got dragged into a studio and made my first CD. She brought me to WATD in Marshfield, their Twilight Showcase music show on Sunday nights. I think I've been on there about 25 plus times in the last 5 years. And I have a blast doing it. I still have stage fright. So I don't know if I'll ever get over that, but I just love to write. I love to write. And being around Colette inspires me more and to write better and everything like that. She's just fantastic. She's off the charts.
So he's out there like facing those fears and making it happen. And I was a mom, 4 kids, about 200 songs later, and facing the fear, getting out there, because what your perspective is, what you have to say is important. It matters. So yeah, share that live local music. Do it.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, it's been a great day at Porchfest. We want to thank the Plymouth Bay Cultural District and the Plymouth Antiquarian Society for having us here today. Make sure to check out Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming pop-up PACTV events, and make sure to check out our YouTube channel for more on what's good and what's good to know. From all of us at PACTV, we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Since 1999, the Pilgrim Festival Chorus has been performing across the South Shore, sharing their love and appreciation for choral music. This summer, join them as they present American Vignettes, featuring highlights from Oklahoma, The Music Man, West Side Story, and Company, along with a special tribute to Stephen Sondheim, with Stephen Sondheim, a choral celebration. This is a fun, must-see performance for those who love music and musical theater. The group will be performing locally on Sunday, June 26th at St. Bonaventure's Parish in Plymouth. Please visit pilgrimfestivalchorus.org for tickets and additional information. And that wraps this episode of Local Matters. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and social media at the local scene of PACTV to keep updated on what's good and good to know in our community. From all of us at PACTV, have a safe and happy week. We will see you next time.
Thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to the local scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.